I saw a tweet earlier, which you may have seen. What's his name? By Rattlesnake, Jake Rattlesnake. Yeah, very very nice guy.
Did not
Very
see it.
nice guy. He was trying to. He has been trying to organize a debate with IP and Muslims, and he just put this out here. The internet has been absolutely terrible for Muslims. I literally cannot find a single one to debate inspiring philosophy.
Isn't that interesting? And how many millions of times have we pointed out what's going on? Because it's just amazing. You still have like average Muslims thinking that everyone's on the run from their debaters and stuff, not realizing, guys, every new Muslim debater who comes along has some new trick that he uses, some new trick that he's come up with. And then he'll do a couple of debates and people catch on to the trick and he has to not debate anymore.
Mhm.
Or he has to debate people who aren't informed about the trick or other people and stuff like that. And other than that, you can't debate anymore because it won't work, and debating will only destroy you. And now we've kind of gone through them all. Who is there? Who is there? And by the way, even that's just for like general debates on like anything we might want to debate. There used to be topics they'd be willing to debate. Even back in the day, they want to go near Muhammad. I mean, just think about that. This is our prophet, and when they're giving dawah, there's all this proof, all these miracles, all this stuff. And you say, okay, let's debate that. They won't touch that. They won't touch that dude in a debate. Same thing with the Quran. When do you see them? I mean, that it seems like if you really believed that you have clear proof that Muhammad's a prophet and clear proof that the Quran is the word of God, you should be challenging the entire world on this all the time. I mean, think about it. I'm sitting here about to debate Alex O'Connor, very intelligent atheist, on something he has apparently studied more than I have, right? Why? I just believe I've got good evidence that Jesus claimed to be God. But notice that is a core fundamental Christian belief in the claims of Jesus. What are Christians interested in debating? The existence of God. Did Jesus rise from the dead? Did Jesus die for sins? Did Jesus claim to be God? Things like that. All of the core issues that you would need to show that Christianity is true. What do you need to show that Islam is true? You got to either show that Muhammad is a prophet or that the Quran is the word of God. They won't go within 1,000 miles of those topics. And now they won't apparently debate anything.
Dawah has been crumbling. All their arguments, that's why all the arguments that they were using 10 and 15 and 20 years ago, they're not using anymore at the experienced Dawah level. You still see them at the popular level in TikTok and stuff now. They're still using the old arguments that the main Dawah guys now have all acknowledged are bogus arguments. They're still using them. They're still using them at the popular level because people haven't caught on. But it's kind of trickling down that these arguments are all terrible and they suck. And so what's happening now, the leaders of Islam have realized that the arguments no longer work with anyone who's informed or who knows. If a Dawah guy tells you something, do not trust him. Go look it up, right? So they're looking for people, they're looking for pockets of ignorance where they can find tons of people who are completely ignorant. And that way they can still use their terrible refuted arguments. And so that's why they're focusing on like TikTok. They know it's a bunch of young people who don't know anything about Islam. That's why they're obsessed now with, in the past few years, Lily J, Sneeko, Andrew Tate, popular influencers. Why? It's not because of them. They want access to their followers.
You should have. It's a sad thing you missed Thursday, because when I was talking to the ex-Muslim and his friend, like they said, when they go to Speaker's Corner, it's a lot of that same thing. They don't want to talk to anybody who knows what they're talking about. They're going after the ignorant people.
No, that's exactly what happened last year. They run from you. It's to the point where you have the seasoned Muslims who've been there for decades. And if you go up and try to have a conversation with them, they'll run to the police. They'll run to the police and say, police, he's harassing me. Matter of fact, that was with God Logic, because I went there, God Logic was there, but some of the locals did not, some of the regulars at Speaker's Corner didn't know who God Logic was, because he's pretty young. So they didn't know who he was. And so what happened was they started a conversation with him. Mansour had a conversation with him. As soon as he found out that this guy knows what he's talking about, he said, I'm not interested in this conversation. He said, I'm not interested in discussing this stuff, and he left.
Can God be wrong about anything, yes or no? I am going to answer, but I don't want you to interrupt.
All right, pause. Yeah, so no. So it's okay.
No.
It's a no. I don't want you.
Okay.
I don't want you to answer.
Okay.
I don't want you to answer. It's okay. It's okay.
I don't want to talk to you.
That's fine.
Because you
look. Don't run away now, man. Don't run away now, man. Come on, man. Don't run away now. Come on, my soul.
And then people come and tell God logic a little later is like, he's over there talking to a Christian woman on the other side. What did he do? He like ran and went over and found someone who doesn't know anything about Islam. And so it's like, these are, this should be important to everyone, because these are not people who actually have confidence in their arguments, right? They don't. They know that this argument, think about it. On Friday, I'm debating Alex O'Connor. That's one of the sharpest atheists on the planet. And why would I debate? Why am I going to debate him? I believe I have arguments that can stand up to scrutiny, right?
Yep.
We don't even see Muslims debating anymore. They don't want to go near anyone. And even the Muslims who debate, they'll debate like Trinity versus Tawheed or something like that. They won't touch Muhammad. They won't touch, is the Quran the word of God? Their scientific miracles, on what planet will these guys step on stage and defend a scientific
Dude, I've been
miracle?
trying for a long time to get a popular Muslim da'i to debate me on which is better for humanity, Christianity or Islam, because I found a ton of research. I have been turned down so much. We may have finally gotten someone who's kind of like was more popular in the past, not so much as he used to be, but there might be something in the works. But again, it's been very hard to get someone to debate that topic.
They're feeling it, man. They're feeling it. But I mean, think about how desperate you are. We can't step on stage. We'll go, if you don't know anything about Islam, if you don't know one fact about Islam, oh yeah, we'd love to tell you about Islam and all the arguments and evidence we have for it. If you actually know to check our references and look things up, we don't want to talk to you. We don't want to talk to you. And all we want to do is find more popular influencers to dupe their followers, because they have tons and tons of gullible followers, and that's all we want. That's all we want in life. And I'm looking at that going, it's weird. Like, how can you take your own religion seriously if that's how you are? I couldn't do that, man. I couldn't be like, oh man, here are all the things I believe, but I need to hide from anyone who knows anything about what I believe, because they would destroy me. It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
2024 was a bad year for Dawah, and 2025 is looking like it's going to be worse.